Hello, I'm Hannah Harvey. The research proposal I'm presenting today aims to test for the effects of an extended duration of web-based cognitive behavioral therapy on binge eating frequency in adult women. Binge eating disorder, or BED, is reported to be the most common eating disorder among adult women and is estimated to affect 2.8 million American adults. In 2013, it was finally recognized as its own individual diagnosis by the American Psychiatric Association in the DSM-5. Binge eating is distinguished by consuming larger quantities than what would be considered quote-unquote normal within a given period of time, without compensatory behaviors seen in bulimia nervosa, such as purging, using laxatives, or exercising excessively. BED is mentally and physically distressing to sufferers, and treatment is not a one-size-fits-all solution. Unfortunately, many sufferers with BED do not even seek help. This may be due to a variety of physical, psychological, and emotional barriers. This study aims to promote research for the benefit of the portion of the BED population that does not actively seek in-person treatment. One treatment method which has continuously shown success in research studies among patients with BED is cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. CBT can come in many forms. In particular, web-based CBT has shown to be promising when compared to direct or in-person therapy. This is good news for those who may want treatment for BED but who do not have or want access to in-person therapy. The study aims to further investigate the 100% online CBT experience and its efficacy without submitting patients to any in-person social interaction other than potentially with their own general practitioner. This way, participants are able to complete treatment from the comfort of their own home. The study is designed to answer the question of whether an extended duration of entirely web-based CBT affects binge eating episode frequency in adult women in the northeastern U.S. To best answer this research question, first an extensive literature review is conducted. Useful literature is found using relevant search terms in reliable databases. All sources are peer-reviewed papers. Pertinent literature includes experimental studies, research proposals, systematic reviews, and meta-analyses that challenge CBT with other methods, compare web-based and non-web-based approaches, and assess self-help strategies. This literature provides models and information from which the current study is built. The current study must adhere to the Belmont principles of respect for persons, beneficence, and justice. After receiving IRB approval, female undergraduate potential subjects are recruited through campus media, bulletin posts, flyers, and handouts, and through campus health center newsletters and emails. Potential subjects are screened by taking the Eating Disorder Examination Questionnaire and the Questionnaire on Eating and Weight Patterns 5, the scores of which have been tested to align with a BED diagnosis from the DSM-5. Inclusion and exclusion criteria apply to all participants. With approval from their GPs, undergraduate females may be included who are assessed by the aforementioned surveys to have BED. Excluded from the study will be anyone who does not fit inclusion criteria, who is currently pregnant, nursing, suicidal, or self-harming, anyone with a BMI below 18.5, and anyone currently receiving other psychotherapy or pharmacotherapy for BED. Participants are also asked to submit a signed informed consent form and signed approval from their GP. Subjects are then randomized into an experimental group and a waitlist control group. Comparing these two groups strengthens the result of the study because change in the dependent variable, or binge eating episode frequency, based on change in the independent variable, or change in duration of the web-based CBT, is more clearly defined and controlled. The experimental and control groups receive web-based CBT treatment using BEAT, or binge eating e-therapy, for 5 and 3 weeks respectively. Each participant maintains a daily food diary within the BEAT program for assessment. The null hypothesis is tested by setting the alpha level at 0.05. The null is rejected with a p-value at or below 0.05. Nominal data is collected from a demographic survey noting age, race, and marital status and is analyzed using a chi-square test using G-Power software. Ordinal and continuous data are collected from the surveys with a main focus on mean scores and their standard deviations, and analysis using independent t-tests with G-Power. The total proposed timeline is estimated at 1.5 years from submission of the IRB application to the end of data analysis. Application to the IRB, recruitment, and screening are estimated to take several months before the study begins. Data collection will take at most 8 months, including follow-up, with the final data analysis taking about 2 months. It would be negligent to ignore potential limitations of the study. One limitation of this study could be the sample itself. While it is important for the sake of control in this study to focus on a homogeneous group, testing the intervention on only women of a similar educational background and age in a small region of the country may not translate entirely to the broader, potentially more diverse population of interest. This could be a problem for external validity. Additionally, while a shorter duration may ensure lower attrition rates, further studies should be conducted to assess the efficacy of this web-based CBT over a longer period of time. Other limitations may include self-reporting bias of participants, risk of receiving false personal information and answers, and a lack of reach to BED sufferers who may not have internet access. Limitations aside, this study has several strengths. Screening using the EDEQ and QEWP5 for BED behaviors according to the DSM-5 will provide a more reliable and level sample than if participants were self-diagnosed. Also, having the study entirely online may minimize risk. With solely internet-based participation and the use of identity coding, subjects' anonymity, confidentiality, and private information are protected. Attrition rates may be lower due to the short duration of the study and ease of module and survey completion. The study may also be less expensive without the need of licensed therapists for individual treatment. Finally, the study addresses the portion of the BED population who do not want or cannot access in-person treatment. To better understand and serve this portion of the BED population, future studies should assess effects of longer duration web-only treatment, attempt a community-based participatory research approach to obtain a more internal perspective, and address the complementary male population in comparison. Thank you.